Hey there, lads and lasses. This here is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. Here on a Friday morning, it is a little bit past 11 a.m., and that can only mean that it is time for some Buffooncraft SMP Season 6. Happy Friday, everybody. Usually I would toast you with an ale, a stout or something like that. Yeah, I need to go get some. I'll be getting some today. I'm actually out. And you know what's odd? Biggie and I were talking about this the other day while he was over at Taiwan, sending me pics back of trying all the different types of beer in Taiwan. And yeah, this is me like imitating him holding up anyways, and it occurred to me, when I go make a beer run now, I'm going to have to get extra beers. Like, I'm going to have to get a couple extra each time now because he could drink now, and he's going to. Huh. That's kind of strange in the most wonderful way, but it's kind of weird. Now, he's up in Seattle. He's not coming home until he's going to make a brief visit in towards the end of July, but then he's back up there, and then he won't be back until the end of August. And so, yeah, I have the beer all to myself until then. So, but yeah, soon I'm going to have to buy more than I usually do. Huh. It's amazing how a 5 o'clock mentality on Friday turns into a Monday problem. Yeah. So welcome on in, Arma. Welcome in, a real foolish Sage. You can see Sage's auto shout out up there. Time to invest in that kegerator. Yes. I don't. I've made batches of my home brew a couple of times, but for some reason I never really got into home brewing. And I surprised myself in that because that would definitely be my kind of thing. And plus our family has a tradition of that. Not my parents, but my grandparents, and especially my great grandparents. So my maternal great grandfather, that rascally Scott, during our American Prohibition, would brew his own ale in the basement. Cramming words together again. Would brew his own ale in the basement of his place in Quincy, Mass. Yeah, and so I homebrewed beer once, and it was pretty much done with the idea. Um, it's way more of an undertaking than people think, probably, who haven't done that before. Um, you really need to set up a dedicated space for that. And that's probably why I don't do it. Because there is no setting up a designated space in this house with Mrs. Thunderhand. There isn't. I have to fight every second of every day just to keep her out of here. So I can just have a little space to work. The only other space I have is my workbench in the garage, which she will not stay away from. So trying to set up a place to brew, yeah, that's not going to happen. A friend of mine has a stovetop, and that works well for him. Yeah, you know, um, it's not hard to do. It's not difficult, but there's a lot of steps for sanitation that are absolutely critical. Yeah, because yeah, sanitation is a big, big issue. I don't have any problem with that, but like I said, dedicated space. Yeah, you need to set things up there, and things cannot be disturbed. That's the problem with the dedicated space, and yeah, and so yeah, people who don't know what that's about, aka my other half, need to leave that stuff alone, and she just won't. So that's probably the reason why I don't do it. Last time I made homebrew, I made a chill beer that was way too hot to drink. He distills terrible whiskey, runs it with 1,000-year-old bogwood, and then the result is very dangerous. That sounds intriguing. That really does. If I had a dedicated space, I would probably do that. Yeah. Dedicated space right now is near impossible. So, but yeah, I used to do that before I met her. I used to do that a little bit, but it's also not a thing like you can kind of start and then just leave it and go do other things and come back to it. Even though there are gestation periods that you have to wait and stuff, it requires constant monitoring to do it safely and to get a good product, right? Constant monitoring. Yeah, if you're forgetful about things, yeah, it's not cool. He drives up to Belfast, where booze is cheaper, stocks on cheap dregs, then distills it into glorious beverages that are way too smooth for the amount of... Yeah, nice. I'm envious. All right, let's switch to the display scene over. Let me log back into the server. Refresh. I believe Sage is still in here. Indeed, he is. Hey, there he is. I think it's one. There we go. There he is. Nice. Okay, and let me switch the display scene over. There we go. I am thinking of making mead for the first time. You know, yeah, I have not yet attempted that. Several of you have, and that is intriguing. That is intriguing. I may try that at some point. Okay, couple of things. Status. We are indeed streaming. Status has been set. Sound, too. Let me enable my sound on the other PC over here. There we go. Switch back. Hey! It's almost like I know what I'm doing here. Almost. When I grow up and actually own a house, I am likely to have a beverage creation area. Yeah, it's nice. I might get to do that before I die. We'll see. Okay, all right. We have some things to do here. These are my other tools, so let's do that. Let me see. Here's some other gear right here. Some of these need to go into my adventuring kits. There. That needs to go into there. This will become its own adventuring kit. Let me see, we have some... So, we're unpacking from our recent trip to the ancient city. From last week, Sage and I raided an ancient city. The city itself was kind of disappointing, but the event was kind of fun. So, it wasn't kind of fun, it was a lot of fun. If you weren't able to attend, you can catch that VOD on the YouTube channel. Let me see. Tools 3, block of iron. That's this stuff. That should come out of there. That, this, and this should all come out of there. Just doing a little organizing here. I think we're good. Then we can get working on our build. I've been procrastinating on that because I have not been happy with some discoveries I have made. It's quite disheartening. And I really want to take TNT and blow that whole thing up and just end the season at this point. People. Let's do this for now, and we'll do some more of that kind of sorting a little bit later. This we can take with us. This we can take with us. I think we have enough to rename. Yeah, there we go. With the caps. So I have 2 new keyboards, and I haven't disabled the caps locks on them yet. Here we go. That's what I need right there. I usually like to keep a couple of these floating around. There we go. I think we're in good shape. These I'm going to keep right here and have these my spare adventuring kits. I should put some of these together and make a dedicated spot for these. No. Hands. Please. There you go. This is usually my standard inventory right now. I think I'm good. Okay. Let me see. Armor's all set. Good. And how are we doing outside? Let's go take care of this. There are areas of Eastern Europe where people make a huge barrel of a powerful beverage. When a child is born, the barrel is then served when the child marries. Oh, that is cool. That's cool. The city was disappointing, the event was fun, and the company was tolerable. Agreed on all 3 accounts. So we went there specifically to get Nova some pants. Nova's like, yeah, you know, I already have pants. So it's like, yeah. But the point is, Nova, the interaction and the content creation. It's an SMP. But now you have pants. Well, of course. But now we have extra. Ah! Wait, is that you? Sage? How did you do that? Definitely not. No, that's not possible. We are on a mushroom island. That is not possible. Did you bring him over here in a boat or something and airlift him? Where are you? Okay, yeah, I can see with the locator bar on the... Minecraft? How did you do that? I mean, I could see, you know, we have unlit areas, but it's a mushroom island. People. That should not have been possible. That should not have been possible. How did you do that? So you can see in the upper left, I don't know if my logo's probably blocking it, but I just have the biome detection on right now. You know, sometimes if you get down to here, I've extended the biome out to the water's edge, but sometimes, you know, if I've missed a block, it might actually be in the other biome and they might be able to spawn. Huh. Okay, so that's the second creeper incident that we have experienced in the last week or two here. The first one, I posted the screenshot of it, and I don't think it was too obvious to people who saw that screenshot. That creeper climbed up the ladder after me. I mean, I knew it was possible, but I had never seen it in the game before. That was the first time I saw a creeper climbing a ladder. And then to have a creeper suddenly appear on a mushroom island. How does a creeper climb a ladder without arms? I don't know. In the game, it can do it, but that was the first time I've ever actually seen it. I've never seen it before, ever. How did that creeper show up? I mean, I'm just curious at this point. Now, if it were a different mushroom island that had a different biome underneath it, that can happen. Like Mushroom Island could have an abandoned mine shaft below it, or a lush cave. And if that's the case, mobs can spawn down there and then work their way up to the surface. I specifically chose this Mushroom Island because it's Mushroom Island all the way down to bedrock, pretty much. There are a couple of spots that Nebs and I found early on. I believe it was Nebs and I, where mobs were spawning like out in the ocean. You can see the dark blue here in the water. That's the very edge of the mushroom fields and Mushroom Island biome. Right there, you can see the dark blue here. And sometimes there are some caves under the water that connect to caves under the Mushroom Island. And so the mobs can spawn out here, work their way into the caves under here, and then pop up to the surface. That's the only thing I can think that might have happened. But usually I think they would despawn by that amount of time. Unbelievable that had happened. Wow. Good Lord, people. Good Lord. So I just have my F3B, my hitboxes on right now. Just in case there are any more around, you know, I want to be able to. But I think we're good. Wow. That was unbelievable. Okay, well, that was certainly interesting. Enough of that. There are two things I want to do today. First of all, Sage has completed his rail, I believe he said. Sage, am I correct in that claim? If that's the case, I'd like to go over and have a look at it. And then I need to return here. Let's do that in the opposite order. Let's go to Dross, write it out to your way, and then back to Dross. Then after that, I have to return here and figure out what I'm going to do with this absolute disaster. TNT and erase it completely. That's what I'm inclined to do. And then tell everybody it's okay, we can finish the season now. Please don't wait on me. So let's head on over to Drost, shall we? Anything to delay that. Okay, I will get a train to Drost and meet you there in about 5 minutes. Okay, I'll be there in about 5 seconds, but that's fine. So, again, you know, Nova's done an absolutely awesome job on the Nether Hub. Just looks incredible. And look, he's since added these features. He's put these little address books here. Cool, huh? That way, you know, you don't have all the signs and stuff. That is really awesome. And the minifigures of each of us with the representations of our bases and stuff. I swear that this, to me anyway, this is the hardest kind of building to do. It really is. So cool. So cool. We're missing a door. What happened? Yeah, let me remake the essence of your base, but in like 10 blocks. Yeah. Yeah, that's really hard to do. I think it is anyway. Others are welcome to disagree, but let's agree to disagree. How do I do this? I think I do this from the opposite side. Like, oh, this is difficult because you have to... Please don't go in the nether, please. Okay, good. I think it's like that. There we go. Okay, cool. Again, I have to remember not to pan the camera so wildly. Smooth, Thunder. Smooth. Okay, so here we are at Sage's Dross residence, which also doubles as the rail station. Oh, I forget. Some people actually use pressure plates for that. That's right. So let's just take a quick flyby. So he's talking about making pillars like this. And then doing some decoration to the track itself. Now I forget why he took this turn here, because I think he wanted to make a stop here at the spawn island. I think that was his idea. Oh, does he have a gap here? Sage, do you have a gap here? Yeah, that's right. Or is it just the chunks loading in? Okay, it's just the chunks loading in. No gap, right. It's just the chunks loading. All right. I'm back at the station here at Drost. Well, I think you can see, right, if you're monitoring the stream. Yeah, it is a 7-minute trip. I love the way you stepped this down, though, like this. Nice. Look at all these goodies, Sage. You just leave these out in the open like this. That's what we want. Okay. Corny snail ship. Corny's other ship. I'm about to hit the spawn island wiggle. Wonder if our rendering distance is such that we can see you coming in. I don't think so. There's Villager. Lurk while I answer SVI prep questions. Okay, all right. Appreciate the lurk. You can all see the auto shout out up there for Flying Villager, fellow buffoon. Sage. Final stretch. This might make a good thumbnail if I do this right. I can get you rolling in on the train here. Let me see. There are 2 tracks. So are you on the lower track or the higher track? Because they're elevations. You are on the correct side. Good. Okay, cool. Here he comes. Why, good day, sir. Ow!
Hi.
I got run over by your gas cart.
Let me just reset, because the reset is a little bit painful.
Yeah, that needs some work. Poor
Well,
Gasty.
the gas takes damage, but it heals it enough between trips, so it's fine.
Okay, let me climb aboard.
Right. Okay. So you're in charge now. On your left, on the top of the observer column, is a button. Push the button.
Oh, I see. And away we go.
And off we go.
Let me F5 here. Here we go. This also isn't that shabby a thumbnail.
So yeah, you can see the gas healing as we travel.
Yep.
It doesn't take enough cumulative damage to be in a bad place.
So, minor detail.
Yes.
A couple of minor details. So let me see. You need the pillars underneath this, right?
So you can see sort of how the rail is quote unquote decorated on this half, but not on the opposite half of the bridge, right?
Right.
It's just plain on the other side. It's not even extended all the way wide enough to have the decorations.
Right, okay.
So that's one thing. The pillars that are there are just like 1 block columns. And I have like a design for them. I just have to implement it.
Oh, temporary. Understood.
I've definitely not gotten to. The stations on either end need to look better. And once I'm done with all of that, I can think of, what if I made a little deviation station to go to Spawn, or to Lux, or somebody nearby, because I'm not doing this very far.
You know what might be cool, but might also just be like kind of useless, would be to make the station at Spawn drop off on those little nearby islets and then just build a footbridge across. But now that I'm looking at it, no, it looks like you've already accounted for being offset and just coming right off of the rail right onto the Spawn island, which is probably better anyway, but remind me when you're...
It's not the most useful transportation.
No, but it's fun. It's fun. But remind me when you're about to do that, because I would also like to fill in the water in the spawn chunks there. So
fill in the water in the spawn chunks?
Yeah, so we don't spawn the dolphins and the squid to make the squid farm run better.
Oh.
So the spawn chunks have been reduced down to, I forget the number of them, but that would mean increasing the island, the land area around the spawn island. So I have to, check with Nova and Villager to make sure that's cool. I think they already said it was, but we have to do so in a decent looking way.
Because Spawn Island is permanently loaded. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and
I was like, but there's no farms near Spawn Island. It's like, no, but it's permanently loaded, which loads that water. Yeah.
Right. And since it's permanently loaded, right, any squid or dolphins spawning there affect the mob cap on the squid farm. Nova and I found that out, which is weird, but that's the way things are, right? Now, if people aren't at the spawn island, then the mobs won't spawn there. But occasionally, when one or two of us ends up there, it spawns those into place and it nukes the farm. So
they don't.
So, welcome on in, moderator and friend and fellow buffoon, Shut Mountain. Ew, is Sage on your guest? No, actually, it's the opposite. I'm on his guest. But still, the reaction is appropriate, maybe?
I mean, I'm sure you wash your guests more, but I keep mine outdoors so they catch the rain. So,
Ew, soggy marshmallow men. Let me see. Villager says, can't remember where the spawn chunks are. I thought they were at the spawn island, but you're right. Maybe Nova moved them off, right?
Also true.
You better wash it good.
We're passing Echo Point. This was another location for a possible station.
Yeah, and this one makes sense, right?
We have the Illagers off on our left there. So the station can't be too close to there because, they're troublemakers.
Shut saying, definitely going to have to wash your armor really good then. Ooh.
Fair.
This gas feels like gummy bears.
Wow.
That was supposed to be my Ralph Wiggum voice. I haven't done Ralph Wiggum in a long time, though, as you can tell.
Yeah, that was very, very clear.
Uh-oh. Are we going to be attacked by phantoms? I don't think so. I've slept recently.
No, there's no phantoms. There's no phantoms on the server.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. There were temporarily, but then they've been disabled again. So I think we're good.
Yes, they have been banished from this realm.
Let me see.
We are, however, rapidly approaching the exciting part of this trip.
Right. Well, so I just put on light levels. I think we're good. You did a good job in lighting this up. So.
Yeah. The danger here is these little hills on either side that we're passing just now. Those
skeleton archers, right?
A bit. Well, I tried to build like a little trench so that nothing could walk onto the track.
That's a good first step. Yeah, well done.
Also, anything on the hill can just walk down onto the track.
Oh, from here, yes,
yeah.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Mind your head.
Ooh, that is really tight.
It's a tight squeeze.
I can feel the sparks from my golden helmet.
It's why we have flat helmets for this exact moment.
Okay, there we go.
And then we have the little ice biome for a little instant.
That's right.
Like,
There's
oh,
a
look,
village
that's a
behind us to the left.
Yeah.
Welcome on in, Wayland to Tone, and thanks for that redeem. My favorite redeem ever. Hey there. I don't even have to zoom. Look. That's funny.
Okay, so after this hill, now is the peak excitement because we're arriving in town, but town is far below us. So, how do we get there?
Oh, I didn't see you added this. Nice, nice. Ow, 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 ow,
No,
ow,
it doesn't.
ow,
It doesn't
ow.
It doesn't hit you.
I
It doesn't
know.
hit you.
I'm being foolish. Arriving
Hey, that's
at the
my
base of the real foolish sage, everyone. Make sure you've collected
actually-
all of your items.
Okay, now we get to have the problem of the boats. Are you ready?
Should I be in F5? I think so, maybe. All right.
Okay. No. Okay, let's try that again. Nope. Nope.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to leave. So if you just dismount.
Okay. I gotta say, I've never had a guy ask me to dismount before, but
Hey,
that's the first.
First time for everything.
Yep.
Now,
Okay. 62 years.
now get moving.
Yeah. Do I need to? Oh, am I supposed to like glitch into a boat?
No.
Oh, ow!
But like, you're just like glitching on the surface of the thing.
Okay, obviously I've screwed that up. So
No. Like, there's a bug which sort of like, we used to have that with boats. That when you got off a boat, like from the ice track or something, that you just sort of like get stuck in the boat standing.
Oh, that's right.
Like
Yeah.
get back in and get out. So that happens a lot with the gas as well.
Oh, I see. All right. So it's not a feature you put in there. It's just
No, it's
a pain in the butt.
Reality.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I understood. Hey, I'm with you now, Sage.
Yeah.
There was a
So
lot of
for the
connecting
trip back-
dots there, but I got there.
Yeah. For the trip back, again, observers, there's a button, and it goes back. So, like, yeah. I've been doing some more digging. As is my.
Let's
my
do some
wont.
work sleeping right now. And by let's, I mean, just me, if you don't mind.
Well,
I have space issues here, There. Okay. All right. But,
okay, I got to my bed. It was too late.
to where did you go? Okay, you're down there now. All right.
Yeah, I got to my bed. It was too late.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, the station at this place is just a platform. So this
At the
needs,
moment.
a station.
Right.
But yeah.
Please just
just the
leave
basic
the
one.
amethyst right where they are, floating in the air like that. That is so cool.
Like, the orbs, I kind of want to peel.
Okay.
Because like, they're just black spheres. I think peeling them so you have, like, the amethyst bits
Yeah,
visible
yeah.
is more fun.
Right.
And those are the four, like, the really big one on the back wall is the most recent.
Is that the one that's partially open there?
No, sorry, on the west wall.
West wall. Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Like, that's a chonky boy.
That's enormous.
That's
Yeah.
the most recent one.
Cool.
But there's just so many amethysts once you dig out this kind of volume.
Right. So, what are you going to do for the shape here on this?
So, for the east and like southeast wall, I do want that to be like a dam. So I kind of had plans for like water overflows, things like that.
right.
like hydroelectric kind of thing. The other walls, like I kind of enjoy the sort of like natural texture of the explosions in the back there and to the
Yeah,
left
that
side.
does look super cool. I mean, it is quite busy, but on the other hand, it being mostly the same texture, yeah,
Yeah, I think it offsets, like it's very busy, but it offsets against the rest of the city then.
right.
So these areas are way too smooth now.
It's like you have a contrast between order and chaos.
Yeah, like we dug a hole and then built the wall, right, to hold
Right.
back the ocean. But like these walls are way too smooth, so at some point,
Yeah,
I might just dot them with TNT or something. I'm not sure.
distress them. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking though, and I don't know if Nova would agree with me, but those more ornate builders, um, might you might naturalize, put some natural things on your blasted walls,
Yeah.
like some greenery, some outcroppings, or some snow and ice with a little bit.
Definitely a possibility. Low on my list of priorities.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, the open caverns look really cool in them, though.
Yeah, like initially my thought was just like wall them off, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like them.
I tell you, this is a Herculean effort here, Sage. I gotta say.
I mean, let's have a look at the numbers.
Oh my God. Oh, speaking of which, after you do, we have something we have to show. So remind me. So what do you have for numbers now?
Yeah. So my second most broken block is stone at just shy of 900,000.
Wow, almost 1 million.
Deep slate is 1.1 million.
Nice.
So I have dropped over 900,000 deep slate. Because it'll fill my pockets, and then I usually just go to the edge and just chuck it and let it despawn.
I'm wondering if any of us have gotten into the millions in our stats. Nova may have during his season 4 ultra mob farm, because he dug out a perimeter that was massive. I believe it was made of, I'm going to say initially 4 of those mega mob farms all linked together.
Sure.
But for some reason,
Nova's intelligent enough to just bomb that area out rather than dig it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it may actually be 8 or 6 of those mob farms. I forget the exact number. It was colossal, though. He should have some screenshots still posted of that if any of the viewers hadn't seen that from season 4. But it is just an incredible build. So I'm thinking maybe he may have gotten some of those stats from that into the millions. But I don't know, Sage. This is the first time I've heard a stat go into the millions.
Yeah.
Let me
this
see.
Could be you.
Flying Villager is saying those are some very inefficient sounding numbers. Well, we're about to get to my most inefficient number, but let me see. Shut Mountain saying, yeah, but it won't go to his stats because of the TNT duper. Yeah. Most screenshots are lost when the old server got deleted. Yeah, that's too bad. But we still have the map from that, right? So, I mean, we could still fly in the map and take a look at the season 4 build, right? I think we can show off my stat now.
Sure.
So, let me see. Let's go to escape. Let's go to statistics. And let's head on down to, there we go. Number of deaths.
Oh, yeah. Nobody can beat you there.
1,003 deaths. I have cleared the 1,000 deaths mark in one season.
The quadruple digit deaths.
Hold your applause. Well, I know there is the urge, the overwhelming urge, the compulsion to just break out into applause and cheering and stuff, with cause for celebration and whatnot. But please, I'm a humble man.
Why do I have water taken from cauldron over 1,000?
Huh.
That's wild. That sounds unlike. I think it's counting lava as well, and even then.
Maybe. Wow, that's an interesting stat, huh? I mean, a way to completely cuck my glorious moment there, but.
Yeah, no, but that's kind of the point.
Let me see. What's the villager saying? Don't give yourself PSTD, Thunder. So not only am I've added a new title to my list of titles. So first of all, eldest buffoon. I've been going with that one for quite some time now, and now man of 1,000 deaths. Thunderhand 64, eldest buffoon, man of 1,000 deaths. I feel for the season I really need one more because just a Chinese culture of threes. I should really have one more in there.
I mean, seeing how both seem to be death related, I feel you need 2 more statistics. So you have 4s.
Ooh, evens instead of odds. I feel the Chinese are cringing.
The number 4. No, like isn't it in Chinese as well that the number 4 is like pronounced a similar way to death?
Yeah, I mean that's a good
number.
That's actually a very good point there, Sage. Good one. Yeah, that's why they, in America and some European countries, we don't have a 13th floor. They don't have a 4th floor for the same reason. Sounds like death. So
Hong Kong has the world's shortest building with a floor number 100.
Right.
Because it skips number 4, obviously. It skips number 13, obviously.
Oh, they do both.
It skips 14. It skips 14 because 14 has a 4 in it. It skips 24 and 34. Then it skips the entire 40s as well.
Yeah, they were,
So
really excessive in that.
It's a building that has a floor number 100, but it's only like 80 floors tall or less.
Well, thank God they didn't go for multiples, like with factors of 4 and factors of 13, right? Because 26 would be out,
Yeah, I think they're not really interested in the mathematics necessarily of it. It's more about like having the number 4 present.
Yeah, it's the numerology, with the digits, Yeah. And the homophones,
Like Hong Kong really enjoys its like feng shui practices as well.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Oh, let me see. So Shut Mountain saying and quite appropriately referencing Thunderhand 64 now featured on 1,000 Ways to Die. And yeah, I could be like the sole guest of an entire season of that show. Yes, I could. But I mean, if we're counting ways to die, it's really like 800 plus are like one particular way of dying. So it's not quite 1,000 ways to die, but it is 1,000 deaths. But Shut, I still like it.
Ways to die, of which 800 are the same.
Are the same way, yeah. Here, I'm a resident of California out in the desert, and I'm still shoveling snow like a New Englander. Look at it.
I actually put string on my buildings because the snow was starting to annoy me.
Hey, well, pretty soon you'll have the wool stairs, right? I don't think the wool stairs, will they accumulate? The stairs don't accumulate the snow.
Stairs don't have snow anyway.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know why I was thinking that, but
yeah.
But you have your other surfaces, yeah.
Like the roof will have flat surfaces that are not bottom slabs. The bottom slabs won't catch snow either.
Right, right.
But parts of the roof did, and it's like, nah. It's like, hate it.
I'm still thinking that at the end of the season, we should have like these silly kind of awards. At the end of the season, kind of like your high school awards, like, most likely to do this, most unlikely to do that. And they're usually kind of silly in nature. So I think we should have like silly awards at the end of the season for like each buffoon.
Yeah. I think that could be fun.
Let me see.
So, yeah.
Lone Star saying most likely not to set their status. I think not.
He did.
Nice try, Lone Star. Nice try. Welcome on in, by the way. All right, let me see.
Yeah.
I'm at about 4 minutes to the ad break.
To your cutoff.
Right.
Yeah. You want to have a quick look around, or do you want to start heading back?
Let's have a quick look around, and then I think I'll just head back during the break. I think a one-way trip is good.
Yeah, it's plenty. It's not that interesting.
I think we already did the most interesting part. I think it's more of the same, just in the opposite direction.
I think I've shown you the village before. I completely palette swapped the village, so I basically broke down every single block it had and put it back, but with a different block.
Wait, what?
So, this little village that you have here?
Yeah.
It used to have brick at the bottom, the oak and dark oak rooms.
And so you changed your mind about the palette and rebuilt all of it.
Yeah. Every single block had to be replaced by the new blocks. So, tore it all down. Now, most of the buildings are hollow, so it's not that much work. But, yeah.
The
only, functional one is this library here. Everything else is kind of just...
I actually admire you for that, Sage. I'm not sure you should be grateful for that admiration, but you have it nonetheless.
Hey, I appreciate that. Mind your step. Yeah. And then back here are the tree farms. I don't know if I'd shown you those before.
No, actually, I hadn't seen your tree farms yet.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're nothing too crazy, but you have the 2 wide farms for, the... What do you call it? The pale oak, dark oak?
Right.
It's super finicky because you have to target, the exact pixel so that you hit the back block and not the front block.
Yes.
So it goes back and forth. But once you have that pixel locked in, you're good to go. And this is just the typical tree farm, for the 1 wides, everything but
the mangrove. Ugh, mangrove.
And this is the mushroom shaker to get mushrooms for if you want to grow warped fungus and things.
Yeah, always necessary to be accompanied with this kind of farm, right?
Yeah. It's fun how efficient it is, or how quick it is to generate mushrooms.
Yeah, these things really crank.
And then in the back, I think, is the bone meal farm, but I've probably showed that before. Because both of these, actually, this one less because you run it for 2 seconds and you got enough. But the tree farms, they just eat through bone meal.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a giant bone meal farm in the back that I could turn on and it just feeds bone meal into my storage.
Right.
So that is nice.
On previous servers, that's why Chris, the IT guy, would make these enormous kelp farms.
Yeah.
So he would just have this incredible amount of bone meal.
Yeah. If you follow me this way.
I'll try. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, okay. I remember when you were building this, actually.
Okay. So basically, it just has turn on lever. And it basically has a stone generator on this side. Stone's generated, it's pulled back down and pushed into the center. The center has moss blocks in 4 positions, which get bone mealed, which makes the rest of the stone moss, which gets crushed by the pushed blocks, gets collected, picked up, chucked into
composters. Yeah.
and then it sort of collects it all, outputs it into a chest just behind here. Now, normally you would go from there into storage or whatever. I was planning on putting another farm on top of here, so it has this weird little loop around where all the bone meal gets chucked up, goes around, and then falls into the hole to go into my storage.
It's funny because you need to bone meal the stone to make the moss, I believe, right? Or bone meal the moss to turn the stone around it into moss.
Yeah.
And then turn the moss back into bone meal.
Yeah, which is a bone meal positive cycle.
Yeah. How much so? Enough that makes it worth building the farm, I'm sure.
Like, a single tick of bone meal will create lots of moss.
Yeah, it does. It makes a lot of moss, right?
Yeah. And this is definitely not my design, right? I just joinked this from the internet. Because somebody optimized the heck out of this.
Oh, clearly, yeah. No shame in that. I mean, if you're...
Yeah. Like, if you follow me into the innards, you can see how that goes.
The innards!
Yeah. Not get murdered there.
There.
So, you see just above this block here is a moss block.
Yeah, there it is.
That's the one I bone meal to convert the stone above it. Right, so this one, and there's another on the other side, there's another over here. These are the ones that are...
Yeah, your seed blocks, yeah.
Yeah. So the bone meal that is generated first actually feeds into these to keep these these dispensers full. And only once the dispensers are all completely topped off does this ice path take it all the way into the storage.
Do you have the auto crafter crafting them into bone meal blocks?
I do not.
What?
So, because of the farm I wanted to put on top of this, I needed just bone meal. And then I never got around to doing it on the way back.
Understood.
I am paranoid of bone meal farms. I believe they will break if you look at them wrong, so I always turn it off before I walk away.
I understand completely.
But yeah, I believe... Oh, no.
Ha!
I'll go get the flint and steel.
I think I've got you there.
Yeah, I got the same signs.
Wow.
This one spell out a word. Yeah.
Hail. I think it's the cult of the beat, right?
Yeah. It says here, like, all hail the beat.
I think the viewers can see it a little bit better from up here.
All right, I'm gonna have to set somebody's base on fire, and you need to take your midstream break.
That's right. I've noticed not that I'm drawing fire here, but I noticed I don't appear to have been beaten over at my base.
Well, they can't plant it in the fungus soil.
Yeah, but they can find a way. Like, they can put the dirt down first and just plant it before that happens. But
yeah,
there is also, I do have a certain reputation of retaliation that probably is protecting me.
I think you would avoid touching beets. So
yeah,
we'll see.
An elder guardian in your sphinx head or something like that.
Yeah.
I think
weakening
that
wasn't
may be
you, but-
providing an effective deterrent. I'm not sure.
Yeah. We shall see.
We'll find out. Okay, I'm going to break. I'm going to run my 3 minutes of ads, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah.
You heard me. You know what happens next. Okay, hey there, welcome back. All right, let's get back on the server here. There we go. Let's log back on. All right, let's head on back over to the base and let's see if we can get some work done. Okay, Sage's portal is where? Is it below me? Is it? Yeah, it's right down here. Here we go. Go Ruby. Actually, oh, he doesn't have rooftop access over at his portal. Sage! I think because he has such a smooth surface up top here, I think he's all set. Ooh, this is gonna be close. Ouch. Okay. See, unlike Mojang, Sage actually used the giant portal frame. Nice. Yeah. Good point, villager. Good point. All right, let's head on. Ouch! I tried to dip down below that. There we go. I tried and failed. Yeah, our tunnel is a bit rough for flying. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Usually I do fairly well in here, though, shot. Ah, there we go. Today is not one of those days. Of course, because I'm on stream. One must not look competent while one is on stream. Okay, I tried to keep the center lane open. Yes, yes, I know. Yeah, I remember us specifically doing that. If anything, just for Nova's sake, not the rest of us, right? Okay, so we have a problem here. We needed to go down and extend our giant's body down below this level. Not too far down, but there's a problem. When my flash drive failed last summer, the schematic for this was on that, and I lost it. So I was thinking I would just grab the schematic and then just continue to build this down. Which means I'm in the worst possible position for somebody who has the building handicaps that I have. That means I'm going to have to freestyle the rest of this on the way down, which is an absolute nightmare for somebody like me. If it was about 10 layers below this, it wouldn't be so bad because it would be basically almost a tube. I could just get away with it because we're really not going to see it too much from the surface. So here, let me reset the playlist. There we go. But I do have to extend this area where the armpit attaches to the body and part of where like the pecs and the lats and stuff extend. And that area is not going to be fun to do for somebody like me. You know, the rest of you could handle it, no problem. But me, no, that's a horror show for somebody like me. Once I get past a certain point, like about maybe 10 layers down, like I said, you know, that wouldn't be so big of a deal. But I tell you, at this point, I really just want to TNT the whole thing and just erase it. I really don't want to work anymore on this thing. I really don't. I'm very tempted to just erase it. Hey, there's Low Star with a watch streak. I'm very tempted to just nuke this whole thing and just say, fine, I'm good with ending the season and just chalk it up as a loss and just try to move on to season 7. But yeah, maybe. But you know what? I'm really sick to frickin' death of leaving like half-built janky things behind. I really hate that. And then having, people point at it and say, hey, look, everybody, he was, I really hate that. I'd just rather erase it. If I'm going to do that and not work on it, I just want it gone. Yeah, just so server tours come in and say, well, here's the thing that Thunderhand wasn't able to. Yeah, I just want it out. Yeah. So it's either I build it and I get some sort of form of satisfying completion, or I just erase it completely. I'm really not into leaving it. Yeah. But it's just kind of like a self-troll to leave it in place. I really don't want to. Like, I'm really, really disappointed with the Buffoon Skies 2 with the way I had to leave that base. Yeah, and just to have to leave it there and see it all the time unfinished is just horrible to me. It's just, psychologically, I just can't handle it. I just can't. So it's the same kind of thing with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of work on it. I'm going to skim or break this layer, let the water flow down through, because either way, I need to use the water as a scaffolding if I'm going to try to build it down. And fill this in with the water blocks, and then have a look and see what it looks like. And then see if there's some sort of satisfying yet efficient enough way in which I can deal with this. Most of it's just giving myself a break from it, but I've been taking so many breaks from this that, like, again, I'm thinking of just nuking it. I really am. What if you spill the face between the black? Yeah, Villager was suggesting that too. Even if I would do that, I would still need to go down about 10 blocks, and it's not a bad suggestion. I'll probably consider something like that. But I don't know. At this point, I'm really just sick to death of it. I really am. Yeah. And I remember you suggesting that, and I'm probably going to do something like that. Right? So I think I have to. I don't have any choice at this point. So I know one thing I can do right now, though, just so I can work on something during the stream, is I can peel off the top of this and let the water flow down through now. And just fill in this area down here. So I can fill in this area. And then, because either way, like, I'm going to need the water here to use as scaffolding so I can swim up and down and place blocks or take blocks out or whatever. And in the process of doing that, I might think of something else. It'll just give my mind the break, but still kind of do something sort of productive at the same time. So there is that kind of thing to deal with too. Heck, you don't even have to worry about making it concrete. You could just use the powder. It will. Shut. That's what I did down here. I did the exact same thing. So I'm right with you on that. When I was down here, You could see where I placed all the black concrete. Because what you're suggesting I should do up here, you and Villager, I actually did down here, so I wouldn't have to dig all the way down, right? And when I did that, I just laid the powder down under the water layer, and so it would cure to the concrete, right? I think I should be right there. Oh, look at this guy looking for trouble. There we go. Let's see. So on there, I need to turn on the renderer for shapes. That's the main one with H. I think I did this. Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, it looks... Ooh, look. Babies. Ooh, look at him swimming right after me there with a little Nautilus. Oh, and he's got his trident slinging daddy right here. With his little piece of copper. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's at least remove this layer first, and then let's have a look, and let's see, you know, exactly what we're dealing with. And let's see, we're occasionally going to have to be left with some of this stuff here. I probably shouldn't be using this pickaxe for that. I should probably be using a non-efficiency 5 for these little areas right in here, because it'll just make it quicker. So I'll have to use a little bit of surgical precision here around the edges. But then I can really blast through these middle sections, right? Yeah, in fact, I'm already sick of this. I think it's Tools 2 have the ones that I'm looking for. No, this is probably going to be Tools 1. Yeah, here we go. Let's swap that one out, and let's grab a... Yeah, one of these. This will be fine for this. This way we can do the detailing one and then the overpowered one. There we go. This is a little bit better. Then it's just a matter of trying to move properly so I don't keep going into swim mode like that. That's the challenge of working underwater. There we go. You know, it makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something while I'm trying to consider my options here. So, And either way, this has to be done anyway. So may as well just get on with it, and I can get some work done while I think. I mean, Thunder, I've never finished a base either. There's always more I want to do. Yeah, but I hear what you're saying, but, you know, to me, it's getting it to a point where it at least looks like it's finished, even if there's more I want to do. Just a satisfying place to stop. That is not a satisfying place to stop, right? So I hear what you're saying, though, Villager. And I try to do this each season. I try to think of a way to build in a modular kind of way, whereas if I run out of time, at least it looks like it's finished, right? There's always more you want to do, but like my base in Season 4, for example, there was a lot more I wanted to do to that, but I'm satisfied with the point at which I left that. So the same thing with Season 2, my Season 2 base. I really wanted to do a lot more there, but when I go back to see Season 2, I don't get the feeling of irresolution on that. It feels resolved enough where I'm satisfied I can walk away from it, right? Season 4 looks half-baked. Season 3 with barely anything, and Season 2 was very incomplete. Yeah. Well, Season 3 I wasn't able to participate in the end of that season. Or only at the beginning of it, so I don't feel too much of a loss there because I never really got a chance to get started there. But Season 2, I felt okay with walking away from Season 2. I was fine with that. You know, I really wanted to do more there, but and the same with Season 4. Season 4, I was satisfied with that. Season 5 also. Right, and in fact, in that regard, I think I was most satisfied with Season 5. Season 5, I think my build strategy was good for that one. Because Season 5, you may recall, I didn't try to build a base in Season 5. I just based out of the pub. And then I just went around the server just building, like, you know, elaborating on Shutt's iron farm. I built the ghast farm. I built some pretty cool things around the server for that, and I felt pretty good about that. Because I didn't bother trying to build a base of any kind. I just stayed right in Castleton there. Let me see. Bye-bye. Little moderation to be done there. Wiped out. Maybe next season I'll live in some trains again. Yeah, I remember that. Since I'll probably spend most of my time on the end project, yeah. Just have a really basic base and then move to... Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of... Shut slacking! Yeah, that's fine. We got it. That's kind of like what I did in Season 5, right? My base was the pub that I built, really. And I kind of like that. That was very liberating feeling. Like, I really enjoyed working on the sorting system for Shutt and Nebs's Guardian Farm. That was fun. In fact, Villager, you pitched in on that with me, too. That was some cool redstone we did there. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. All right, now we can switch over to the power one. Yeah, yeah, we did a little bit there. And I kind of tried to do some of that stuff here on this season, but I got my signals crossed big time. Got my neurons crossed big time this season. Because, you know, I did some satisfying stuff over in the Drost shopping district. I really enjoyed working on that. The mob farm I built with Nova over there was a lot of fun to do. I really enjoyed that. The Christmas build with the Void Ride was a lot of fun. You know, so I have some cool builds here on Season 6. It's just, this build, no. This build, cool idea, but execution of this was absolutely awful. And it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. The harder I tried to proceed with it, the worse it got. So, I don't know. Maybe I can salvage it, but... But it's just like, it's really killing my motivation with it. Because it's not my, you know, doing stuff like this is not really my kind of build style. Even though, you know, changing the 3D, voxelizing the 3D model and then making the schematic, and that is my kind of build style. But I don't know, like this decorative freestyling is not what I do at all. And now I'm like forced to do that again. It's just, for me, that's like the kiss of death. Brain does not do that. I tried to do that in Buffoon Skies too. I tried not to like follow a plan. I tried to like follow Nova's lead the best I could, and I just couldn't do that at all. That was a major fail for me. I really let my buffoons down with that one, so I'm just kind of tired of doing that. I would rather just build something kind of cool and then just walk away. And I just need to figure out a way to do that. Plus, this season too, we got to contribute to some of the events with Shut and Nebs and stuff. That was fun. Yeah, I like the two event modules that I contributed to that. I thought those were fun, even though one of them I kind of screwed up a little bit. The Trident one I thought was hilarious. That one did what it was supposed to do. The Skeleton Archer one, though, there was a couple of things I hadn't considered. I didn't think through carefully enough. I don't see anything that would require it. What did I miss, Thunder? Sorry, Shut. I lost the context there. It's too busy whining. I only remember standing around talking your ear off. No, no, no. You do quite a bit on that, actually. I felt really good about that one, Villager, because just before you had dropped in to help, I had worked out uh, using comparators in subtract mode in a pretty cool, even though it's basic, it was a cool way because I hadn't been using comparators that way up until that point. And it's like just suddenly that clicked. And it was like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's right. I can do this. So I leveled up on the comparator skills during that build. And that was fun. That was. You still got time too. We're not ending in a little while. So yeah. Yeah, and I do appreciate that. You know, if I can find something, some quick way to resolve this that I think is satisfying enough. Because what I really want to do is work on the island part of my build, because that just looks like crap. I mean, the trade hall came out great. I'm really satisfied with the trade hall, but yeah, there needs to be a little bit more to the island than just the trade hall. In my black stone cylinder over there, my shameful black stone cylinder, and also my part of the nether tunnel that goes to my portal. You know, I really need to do something better with that. I have some ideas for it, but you know, but the thing I would hate the most is if you guys were holding the season back to give me time to do this. I would really hate that. Yeah, if I get the intuition that you guys are doing that, I'm breaking out the TNT. I am not going to hold the season back while I deal with this. So, I mean, I appreciate it, but on the other hand, that would make me feel awful. Because I'm sure there are several buffoons who are finished with the season now. And they just want to start season 7. And I'd be okay with that, but I also don't know what, you know, you guys have planned for that, so. Thunder, you are more like me when it comes to building. You want a stable structure to go with. Well, yeah, I guess. I just wish I was as fast as you with that shot. I really do. It's just getting harder for me to, like, problem solve now that I'm getting a little older here. That's with all things, too. That's not just with Minecraft. That's with all things. Like right now, I'm leaning on Kachi very, very heavily to help me out with stuff. Because, you know, his brain is just quicker and more nimble than mine is nowadays. I don't know what I'm going to do when he moves out. I'm going to be so screwed. You know, with the plan for next season, I may end up having more time to chip in with other people's projects. I'll need breaks working on something that big. Yeah, if you're probably referring to your end build. Yeah. Now, if we're holding season back, it's for my. Okay, I'll take your word for that. Flying. I'm not finished with this season. I just need to get my motivation back. Okay, all right, that's good to know, Shut. You know, I do fly over there every now and then, Shut, to take a look at some of the space. Like the Viking Hall Island that you built over there is just... That's just amazing. I know OPG says he's coming back to do some more stuff, so he's also not finished. Plus, you know, there's the whole shopping district too. I mean, we got off to a good start with that, but you know, I look at other SMPs with their shopping districts and stuff, and I'm thinking, you know, we can do so much better than that. And it's one of the reasons why I'm glad Nova jumped on the Nether Hub too, because I'm thinking, you know, also we could do so much better with our Nether Hub. So, I mean, we have the talent to do that here. It's kind of one of my inspirations over at Drost, you know, to take a break from my base and go over into the shopping district with Dora and Lux and you know, Sage and Corny, is to go over there and just like do some stuff over there to try to move things along. You know, so we can represent a little bit better here. Let's see. I'm definitely not done. I just need to get some of the grindy things done. Like trees, I haven't really shut my brain off and done them for a bit. I'm going to add a shop soon. Cool. Yeah, you know, Villager, I really, really liked your idea about the historic district. I understand what that's going to take, but that's such a cool idea. You know, it's... You know, if we're not able to get around to that in this season, season 6, that definitely has to be a season 7 thing. And so, like you had mentioned a little earlier too, back there in the chat a bit, contributing more to the community builds and helping other folks with their builds too, I think is a better theme for me for season 7. Or just building community farms like we were talking about with the tree farms and stuff, right? I tried to do that with the trade hall this season, but I just couldn't get my head into it for some reason. That's why I needed Shut to take that over, because I just couldn't get anything going on it. I'm just too slow for like early game public farm. But I'm still trying to get my head around a build strategy for Buffooncraft. And I think that's pretty much it, right? Just to build fast and light and modularly and interact with the other buffoons as much as I can. I think that's the whole point of an SMP. I think if I'm just here, just building by myself, yeah, I can do that on Generations. You know, I don't need to be a member of an SMP so I can just build by myself all the time. It kind of defeats the entire purpose. I mean, we always end up doing that a little bit. Sometimes a lot. But, okay, this is working out exactly like I wanted it to. The water is filling in with, come Come on, Thunder. Source blocks. Source blocks as I'm pulling these blocks away. So I probably won't have to do the kelp thing that I started there at the bottom. I probably won't have to bother with that. Which, thank God. I'm just going to have to do a little bit here, but this isn't that big of a deal. I was going to leave the interior here open air, but I think I should have water here because the idea is to use the water as the scaffolding so I can swim up and down and place blocks. Pull away some of this stuff here. There may be a couple of spots I'll have to fill in afterwards, but you can see all the source blocks propagating as they go down. Very cool. All right, let's get caught up in the chat here. How am I doing for time, by the way? Oh, I have 14 minutes left of the stream. Okay. I want to get it done so bad. I've just got so much to do between events. Yeah, because you have that whole other aspect of, yeah. That's a fair point. I might ask during the meeting prior to the next season if people would like to have a structure similar to Skies, where it's more encouraged for people to have teams, like for bases. Yeah. I think that's kind of cool on the one hand. On the other hand, I don't like to disappoint or handicap my teammate like I did in Buffoon Skies 2. I think I was more of a handicap to Nova than I was a benefit. And so, yeah, I have that reservation for that. What just happened there? Oh, okay, I popped out of the... Okay, got it. So, I don't know. I think for me, more like a Season 5 kind of approach worked out better. Where I just didn't build a huge, elaborate base. I just based out of the pub. Which I think would be a kind of funny tradition for Buffooncraft. Because when I was a lad, when I was a younger guy, that was always a dream of mine to have an apartment right above my favorite pub. I think it's Season 5 that worked out quite well for me. So that might be a good... I think I'm going to try something like that for Season 7. No, Nova doesn't mind. Yeah, I know, but still. Yeah, Nova's too good of a guy to complain about that, but still it kind of sucks. Nova preferred you not being around as much. Could just go in and not think. You made him use his brain. Yeah, that's what I mean, Shut, by being more of an impediment. My strategy there was to just try to build like a basic shape, you know, to try to make the best of both of our kinds of styles, to try to just make a basic shape and then let him do his thing with it. I think I kind of did that, but I don't know. I just couldn't do that well enough. Yeah, the season Buffoon Skies is definitely 2 was definitely a fail for me. Yeah, that build it fast kind of thing is not good for me. So I think I'll be a little reluctant to do that in the future. I learned my lesson there. Plus, it's also just not understanding like the format of Buffoon Skies too, right? Like building way too ambitiously. So there is that. There you got to build small, fast, and modularly. That's super important. You can't be figuring out how to build stuff there. You've got to already know what you're going to build. You have to have a plan for it. You have to attack it right away. You know, yeah, you can't really be thinking too hard about how to do this and how to do that. Yeah, you just got to be able to have a plan and just whack it right out. At least that's what I took away from that. Okay, we're doing good here. Yeah, Sky Style is more of just small things. Corny and I didn't do much, but it still turned out pretty good. No, you guys did a lot. Your base is incredible for that. But I think you kind of also built it modularly in stages. And Shot, you did a lot of work at the end there. If I'm not mistaken, you put in a lot of time towards the end there. You had a really good palette for that too. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Cool. Oh, we're going to have to take out this central column too. With the ladders. Let's see. Let's do this out here like this. Let's see. Most of that was just copper gears, and I have a small confession. Uh-oh. I remember you, though, trying to make a... But, you know, if you think about it, though, it's a one-element kind of thing. Like, you could say, yeah, they're just copper gears, but they're massive copper gears, right? And so that's the kind of thinking, right? It's a one-element thing. It's just super, super big and detailed, right? Instead of a multi-element thing that's, like, hard to build. Right, so that's a kind of cool way to think about that, I think. And when I say that, you know, I don't mean that like in a diminutive kind of way, like a condescending kind of way. I mean, you know, to have a smaller, simpler idea and just make it bigger is like a good strat for that, I think. just do that for right now. How am I doing for time here? I have 5 minutes left of the stream. Oh yeah, this caused some trouble right here. I can see. Yeah, I'll have to take off this stuff and the roof too. Maybe this will fill in as I do the other parts. But a big part of this for me too is still trying to figure out like how to do an SMP. Yeah. Like I said, I think my strategy for season 5, I think, was the most successful. I'm probably most satisfied with that. Really? Okay, found you. Right on top of me. Where the heck is that coming from? But yeah, I think strategy-wise, I felt most satisfied with season 5. As far as, you know, how to build on an SMP. I didn't feel that way at the beginning of season 5, but towards the end of it, it was like, yeah, okay, I think I know how to do this now. I just needed to like do that in season 6. We be getting there. We be getting there. All right, what happens if I take this out? Let's just bring all this stuff right on over like this. I think the idea is this is flooding in from the top. And that's what's filling in those blocks. And then this, I have this material up above here and it's stopping that. All right. I think we'll be okay. Now, I'm going to forego raiding out because I was supposed to be in Glendora at 1 o'clock. And it's 1 o'clock now. In fact, I was supposed to actually start my stream an hour earlier today, just for that reason. Because I need to bring in the BC Rich Eagle guitar to GMW Guitar Works over there, which I was supposed to do on Wednesday, but I guess the shop owner wasn't around, even though he said he was going to be. I think I can finish this up though. Look at all these floating entities. Hopefully they'll despawn when I log off the server. I think they will. go. Almost there. Okay, there we are. Look at all the squiddies. All right, and then it's just a matter of removing that stuff out there, which I'll do off camera. We can do that there. I think I can still swim around and get up there and then just remove that from the top, right? I think I have this water column. Allows me to do that, yeah. Yeah, so I just need to remove this here. I can leave those things there floating, but I have to connect this water source with those water sources down there. And let me see, Cyclopsolops is raiding with a party of 3 just at the very end of my stream, buddy. But thank you so much for the raid, man. Gee, Panda, hey, welcome. What's up? Dude, I'm just ending the stream right now. 1 o'clock, gotta run. But I do appreciate the raid, as always. Actually, thankfully, I went a few minutes over, right? So at least I could catch the raid a little bit. But actually, I'm late for an appointment. I have to get right on out of here. My appointment was at 1, so it's already past 1. So go, 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 go. Okay. Everyone, thanks for joining me today. It was super, super cool. Psych and friends, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. Yeah, because it's getting our guitar worked on today, so that's really important. Panda. Just remember, everyone, that we do this stream every Friday, this Buffooncraft stream every Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be on Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That should be the Kachi time stream, but Kachi's still in Taiwan, so I'll probably use it for Generations, and it'll probably be a Baby Zombie Rush Creative World. The stream after that will be Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that'll be Generations, the Survival 5 World. Next weekend, I think Kachi comes home next weekend. I think it's the weekend or it's that Monday. So we might have one more Generation stream in the Kachi time slot, and then he'll be back. So do send guitar updates. Will do. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, your evening, morning, wherever you happen to be. Join us again next time, and bye for now.